What up, guys? Kevin here. So, I quit Starfield. I'm not going to play it ever again. Well, I'm not going to say ever again. I'll keep it downloaded and maybe I'll jump in here and there. But just want to be upfront with you guys. I hype beasted the game up the last month and now they put 15 hours in. I just find it boring. I just find it boring. I think the game's boring. I think the characters are boring. The formula for a Bethesda game is just tons of dungeons with enemies to take out and a lot of cabinet spelunking. To me, that's not fun. It does get the gotcha game tingles going when you do find some cool items, some cool junk. But I'm playing it. I'm like, I've done this a billion times in games. Just bunch of junk in a Bethesda game and just looking at every item, see how much it's worth, and then picking up all the items, getting over encumbered and dropping it. Pretty cool that you can drop the stuff and go to a million other places and come back and the items that you dropped are still there. That's cool, but it's super boring. It's super boring. The characters are super boring. I think they're written by Ubisoft employees, Ubisoft writers. That's just how they come off to me. The writing's just awful. The main mission is boring. The side stuff is boring. People say, well, yeah, the main mission sucks, but, do the faction quests and all that. It's just boring. The characters, they look jank, and for me, it's just hard to take them seriously. It's 2023. I need the characters to look a little bit better, and they don't here. They don't here. The way they emote is they raise their eyebrows. I made a video on that the other day, and I can't unsee it, so every time I'm talking to a character, they just raise their eyebrows, and it's like, oh, they're emoting. They're a human being. No, they're just raising their eyebrows. But they're just super boring. Just all the characters feel like they're written by focus groups and just people who are like, what are the kids are into today? I'm getting a lot of that vibes. It's like the Ubisoft thing that I noticed with the Ubisoft games. It just feels very focus tested. I should have known that when they asked for your pronouns, which 15 hours, my pronouns have never kicked in and never seen them used. So I'm not trying to be that guy like, oh, the game's gone woke. But it's the real world. We don't use pronouns. I think what does this take place? 23, 30, and they're using pronouns. I would think. I think we would figure something out. With pronouns, especially when there's 2 or 3 pronouns in the game. In 23, 30 or whatever, I think we'll have quite a bit more. So, yeah, lazy writing there. They could have done something a little bit more interesting with the pronouns. I am pro pronoun, by the way. I don't care if you use it, but here it was just done lazy. It's just like, what are the kids into? The kids are into using pronouns. Let's ask them for a pronoun. The game's just boring. I bought Baldur's Gate 3, which I quit that game too, just because I hate the combat in that game. I hate it so much. But man, the characters, the animations, the dialogue choices are leagues better in that game. Leagues better. Witcher 3, I was playing a little bit of Witcher 3 over this weekend. Just a way better RPG. Just, I don't know, something about the Europeans. Come on, Americans, we got to get better at making games. Well, you can say like Red Dead Redemption, or is that Canada? I don't know. A lot of the Sony games that get like perfect scores are out of America, but they're just games that I'm not into. Yeah, I'm pro-American, but we got to do better there. But yeah, I think Skyrim was just lightning in a bottle for me with them, and everything else has just been boring. It's just been boring. So that's why I quit Starfield. It's just boring. Also, the world. I want like one handcrafted, unique world, not 1,000 of them or 100 of them with 1,000 planets. Everything feels like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, where if you just got one handcrafted world, it would be like a 10 out of 10, just the world itself. I do like how there's different atmosphere on each planet, and you jump different heights due to the gravitational pull, whatever. That is super cool. That is super cool. There's a lot of super cool things in the game. I think 87 is where it should be, Metacritic score wise. Game of the year, it should definitely be nominated. And this year's been super weird. I don't think there's been one like game of the year nominee that we assume is gonna be a game of the year. I don't think I played through any of those games and beat them. Hogwarts Legacy, about 5 hours, quit. Tears of the Kingdom, I think I put it like an hour in, quit. Starfield, now I quit. Baldur's Gate 3, I quit. Yeah, I mean, 2023 is definitely a great year for gaming just because all the Trails games that came out. And then Tales of Symphonia, which I'm playing right now. It's just, again, it's all the games I'm playing around Starfield right now that just expose Starfield as super boring. It's a world I don't care for. You give me a crappy story, that's fine. I love Tales of Vesperia. I don't even know what that story is about. Even when I was playing it, I'm like, what the fuck am I even doing here? But the game gave me great characters to be around. Starfield doesn't. Sarah Morgan's hot, but looks only take you so far. After a certain while, I'm just like, oh, yeah, she's here. Great. But all right, that's Starfield for me. Just want to keep it real with you guys since I hyped it up the last month. And it's my brutally honest thoughts. Because every video is brutally honest. I don't know why people put brutally honest tag on their videos. But I did make a video about the IGN giving it a 7 out of 10. And I got a lot of heat for that. A lot of heat, even from subscribers. I got a lot of heat for. Like 7 out of 10 is a good score. Still stands. I have an issue with that Dan Stapleton guy reviewing the game. IGN has had a lot of weird energy towards Xbox. And the guy that reviewed Starfield had a lot of negative takes on the Xbox Bethesda deal. He shouldn't have reviewed the game. Should have gave it to Ryan McCaffrey. Should have gave it to Destin, the Xbox guys. And if they give it a 7 out of 10, that's fine. That is fine. And now that they're putting out a bunch of tweets saying, hey, hey, we gave all these other Xbox games a great score, so don't be mad at us. And poor GameSpot. Look, here's the thing. I ain't talking about GameSpot. No one else is talking about GameSpot. They gave it a 7 out of 10. No one cares. It's like people are mad at the Xbox guys or going after IGN. It's like, yeah, well, we're not going after anyone else. And poor GameSpot, they keep tweeting out that they gave it a 7 out of 10, but nobody cares. Sorry, GameSpot. Nobody cares about you. You had your time, in 2005? No one cares about you. Like, they're even worse than Kotaku because we forget you exist. And they're trying. Hey, we gave it a 7 out of 10 too. Be mad at us. Be mad at us. We gave it a 7 out of 10. Come, give us some hate clicks. It's so funny. It's so funny. All right, well, that's it with me and Starfield. I actually had to mute Starfield. This is my first time I muted a game, just because I do follow a lot of Xbox guys, and they're so in love with the game. They just tweet constantly about the game. And I'm getting a little bit of that Tears of the Kingdom vibe where I'm like, I don't think you're enjoying it. There's no way that every Xbox person on my timeline is enjoying this game. Because you got the super Xbox weirdo like me going, this game's kind of boring. But no, it is a good win for Xbox. They needed that. And I will be pissed off if this game doesn't get nominated for Game of the Year. It definitely should be. And there you have it. That is my final thoughts on Starfield. Score-wise, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. All right. I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.